Hello, boys and girls. I did an upload, but I did something where I set my definition quality to its highest point. And when I do an upload on my phone, it can take up to 2 hours. Never had that problem before, so I'm going to have to remedy that. So I decided instead to do a live. I will, and here I am. Barry supposedly quit smoking. Yeah, I like to see that. I don't buy it. He's doing that for the audience. He kept on coughing his lungs up. All right, let's get to the point. Why don't we just get to the point of my topic here so I can go watch a movie? Thank you very much. A little more exciting than really talking on YouTube here. Barry is so gullible and naive that he believes everything that Ricky says. He's not going home unless, they know something that I don't and that my lawyer don't, that immigration doesn't, and that the prosecutor's office. The case for and the great thing is they don't talk anything about the 5 cybercrime counts at all. They don't, and they won't, because it means victory is not theirs at all, not even close. Now, I know Ricky's listening to me right now. Ricky, why are you giving Barry such false hope? I didn't see any donations either. People woke up to all this bullshit, is what they did. Barry has to face, here's the, and I'm not a lawyer, it's common sense, if anything at all. Now, he's in jail for immigration violation, right? Which is a crime. He wouldn't be incarcerated if it wasn't a crime. That's just a fact. Point taken. Point met. He's been in there for over 3 months. Of course, that's not enough punishment for me. But to put that notion in Barry's head that he's going to get out in a week, 2 weeks, we've been hearing this for, over 3 months, right? 3 months, over 3 months now. Am I right or wrong? Where is he? Well, he's still there. I guess that shoots his theory down, old Ricky boy. They're trying to feed Barry false hope. Now, by the way, it's not a bad thing. You got to give somebody some kind of hope. But, as much as I don't like Barry, you shouldn't give anybody false hope when there's no factual evidence supporting the fact that he's going to be released, be able to get married, be able to go home, and then get his shit together. He's not going to face any child support charges when he gets back to Alabama. You think that's just going to go away? No, it became a felony after so many years, and also the amount of money that he owes. Now it becomes a felony. So even if some divine intervention came and he was able to go back to Alabama on deportation, to self-deport, ain't going to happen. And if he does reach U.S. waters, land, he is going to be pursued by the government for his non-payment of child support. And by law, and not many people understand the law, that his Social Security, under the fact that it is under child support, can be and will be fully garnished. Now that's a fact. I don't make this shit up. Okay. So he's not out of the woods. He hasn't even begun his journey in the woods yet. Little Red Riding Hood with the wolves out there ready to attack him behind every tree. I laugh, and sometimes audibly, when I hear these shows that Ricky puts on and the Three Stooges are on there, Barry, Ricky, and Brevis, the happy father-to-be. Can't wait till the child is born because his girlfriend said you can't go out drinking, but we'll accommodate you unless you let you drink on, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So the alcoholic cannot stay away from the bars. A newborn baby coming in 3 weeks. All I can say is I hope it's a healthy baby, but having him as a father, that's no plus for that baby. Of course, I wish the baby well. The baby has nothing to do with the father being a loser alcoholic from California who is obnoxious and cocky and is an arrogant asshole. We feel for the baby. We should feel for the baby. Look who the father is. But getting off that creep. Ricky is not doing well in the donation department, and rightfully so. People understand the situation. They know it's hopeless for Barry, but he's trying to feed Barry false hope. I watch Barry with his cockiness is still there. He hasn't stopped. And this is proof of the pudding that he is who he is. He's not going to change. He doesn't realize the severity of the charges against him. He doesn't realize that he's not going to be able to come back into this country once he's deported, but he is going to have to go through a legal process. Now, the court The regional trial court is aware that the fiscal has approved and recommended 5 separate counts against Barry Lee Jordan. That's not going to just go away. Now, you notice that they don't like to talk about it on the show, trying to hide the fact of the big doo-doo that Barry is in. Barry laughs like normal. He puts on that shit-eating grin. He's got a free meal. All the contraband coming to his cell. All this is being brought over to prosecution. All this is being brought over to Bureau of Intelligence, to the commissioner. All of this. You could count on that. Trust me on that. You never trusted me before. Trust me on that. They're well aware of what's going on with Barry. Okay? Barry is not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. Okay, sex pet says technically overstaying is not a criminal offense, just a small correction. Well, you see, sex pet hunter, it's not just a immigration issue anymore. Okay, under normal circumstances, immigration will deal with that by deporting the individual. Okay, he's not going to be able to make restitution for the money, and even if he is, it's still punishable by law. Okay, and they can design anything they want that's fitting for him, that he isn't undesirable, although Barry says they said he's not undesirable. Well, we know he's an undesirable, and it was all over the newspapers. The commissioner had that he was arrested, also that he wasn't undesirable. The knifing incident was not overseen by the Bureau of Immigration. He shouldn't even been carrying a knife. Okay, yeah. Who says it? Are you a lawyer, sex pet hunter? Are you going to believe everything that you hear on the show? If that's so, then Barry will be out within a week. Barry should be out in a week. Should be out in a week then. Lifted. And you buy that. Where's the proof that was listed? Oh, because Ricky said so? Because Barry said so? You're awfully gullible. Nothing's been lifted. He's been deemed an undesirable. That's it. My lawyer has the proof. Okay? My lawyer has the proof. If anybody knows what's going on, it's my attorney. And I would believe in my attorney before I'm going to believe some layperson on YouTube that claims to be some kind of a legal professional. Hope that answers your question. I don't have to show you proof. Prove that. Anyway, you're wasting my oxygen here, so bye-bye. See what it is, that there's certain people that hope that Barry gets free because they want him to come back on his show and they want that free entertainment. They want to watch that train wreck. He'll get to do that someday in Alabama. There's nothing stopping him from putting a show on in Alabama, but it's useless at that point. The fact is, Barry cannot be released from immigration, even on his own accord or self-deport, because if there's any legal cases against him, they have to be addressed. That's common sense, even if you're a layperson and have no legal knowledge whatsoever. They have to address these counts. They don't let people walk free in situations like this. It doesn't work that way. So no matter what that pussy Ricky says, that fucking deranged nitwit, he's throwing you a bone. Doing it for views, doing it for subs, and hopefully more money. But you idiots just don't get it. Or maybe you just don't want to get it. You want this ride, the drama, to go on forever because your lives are so void of anything that's exciting. No girlfriend, no hopes of getting to the Philippines, or whatever. You need the drama. In other words, you're miserable in your own skin. And you want to see misery spread all over YouTube. Makes you happy in some sick way. But I will assure you that he's not going anywhere. Unless there's a divine intervention, and I highly doubt there's going to be a divine intervention because Barry decided to seek God. He's going to need something better than that. You know, God ain't going to help the devil. That's the way it works. So I get enjoyment when I watch Barry acting cocky on there and throwing a few little names to me or innuendos and laughing. And where is he? Where am I? I'm in the comfort of my home. Where is he? Is he out roaming around the streets, fucking up women? Fucking people over for their money? No, he's incarcerated. It don't matter where, but he's incarcerated. And he's been in there for over 3 months. Now, for those that think it's just all party time in there, it's just when Ricky comes over with the Three Stooges. The Three Stooges are there. That's all it is. That's all it is. A couple of times he'll slip a few extra bucks to the jail guard or something to use his phone. He's using his phone. Of course he is. He's been using his phone the whole time. And I talked to his past neighboring jailmate next door who got out finally and got deported. And he said exactly what goes on there, that they hide it from the guards. And sometimes they pay the guards some money in order to use the phone. Don't mind the bullshit that the guard is letting them use the guard's phone. That ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen at all. So you could buy that and go buy lunch with it, whatever. It ain't happening. Barry's going to see probably at least a couple of years of being locked up. As to where he will wind up, more likely to be Bickerton, but I can't say when. I don't have a crystal ball. But if he has 5 counts criminal charges against him, he ain't going nowhere, bro. He's not going anywhere. Yeah, 3 months seemed to go quick, didn't it? It sure did. Don't get the impression that he's having a gay old time in his jail cell. You know, it's not happening. Put yourself in that position. It's hot in there. It's humid. It's hot. And sometimes a fan, all it does is blow the hot air on you. He doesn't bathe very often. He must smell like shit. And he's not healthy to begin with. And being incarcerated is certainly not going to help his health. That's for damn sure. So is he paying the price? Yeah, he's paying the price of opening his fucking mouth. Ugly fucking hunchback hillbilly. I told you I was going to knock the smirk off his face, but he puts on a good show when Ricky's there. Barry's miserable. You can believe that he is miserable. Nobody wants to be incarcerated, even if it's just the Mandawi Immigration Detention Center. It's not pleasurable. I'm sure of that. Nobody wants to be boxed up like that in an extremely hot, humid room with a single fan. No, I would not imagine that it's anything pleasurable at all. 35 strong. Look at this. Yeah. And Ricky talking about Jasper. I told him where Jasper is. Why is he not sitting on the patio now like he did for me, thinking that I was there at that time? He ain't going to do shit about Jasper. Ricky is all talk. Ricky is all talk. And he's also not very healthy. So what future what future do these people have? Not a very good one. They're all fucked up in their own way. Brevis is an alcoholic. Okay, he's got a baby coming, and we really feel for the baby. Oh, we really feel for the baby, and we should feel for the baby. Again, don't ever take anything out on a baby, even if it belongs to Brevis. We wish only a healthy baby for his girlfriend. And if you think otherwise, then, you're not as well as you think you are. The baby is the innocent one in here, okay? Okay, he's used to the humidity. Didn't have aircon in Wildwood. No, but it was uncomfortable for him in Wildwood, okay? And he'd complain all the time about how hot it was. But see, he had the freedom to move around. He had the freedom to go on a motorcycle and get wind in his face. Now they're talking about selling the motorcycle. Well, tell you the truth, I think that's been a done deal a long time ago. And as far as Barry proclaiming about having this lawyer, well, it's kind of interesting he'd say that, because why would the Bureau of Immigration Intel Unit tell my lawyer that he's not represented? Why would the Bureau of Immigration lie about something like that? Why would they lie about that? Especially to another legal person, such as an attorney, that wants to know some answers. Big, Bureau of Intelligence of Immigration, they have no reason to lie about that. They simply told my lawyer, no, that Mr. Barry Lee Jordan does not have any representation. So who are you going to believe? Yeah, plywood. We wish that the DNA shows proof to people that what you're trying to say is that the baby is not Peckerwoods. Is that what you're trying to say to me? Okay, I think I get you there. Okay. I won't even comment on that. Spare me on this one. Look, nothing would surprise me at this point, to be quite honest with you. 35 strong. Come on, some thumbs up, folks. So, the future is yet to see. They could run their mouths on their shows anytime they want, but you can't change the future. You could only deal with the present. You can't change your past because it's already happened. So you can't go back and repair all the damage that you've done to other people. One idiot comes on here saying that only crime that Barry has is that he fucked with his immigration for 6.5 years. Very ignorant people. It seems that people refuse to believe, even though I've shown the actual document, that Barry has 5 counts of cybercrime against him. How many times I have to say that? But it's convenient to deny it. It's convenient to look the other way. It's convenient not to talk about it because it makes the people that are supporting him look like a fool. Barry's going to get everything that's going to be brought against him. Certainly, if I could help it, if the legal system could help it. He's not going anywhere soon. All this talk about getting, I tell you, unless there's some divine intervention that I don't know about that exists out there, the only way that's going to happen is some divine intervention or somebody gets paid off. Those two are two things. That's the only way that things are going to change for him. He's not going anywhere. I don't see how. I don't see how it's even humanly possible. Unless you grease a few palms, anything is possible. I would not be surprised that Ricky's sneaking in these little, airplane type bottles of booze. I would not be surprised at all the contraband that's going through that cell. I've already informed immigration about this, and what they do about it, well, that's their biz. Barry's not their only case. Understand that. They get around things in their own good time. I think you understand how that works. And if you don't, well, you need to be, informed how the system works. Okay, Mr. Cal Hathaway says, something we tell you plywood post in Senemar, that TikTok lady not married when they filed case on Sweetsgates on papers to say TikTok lady married and plywood single. Sweetsgate post the papers. Well, send me a copy of that to my email. I really don't go to Sweetsgate's channel. I really don't. And I really hardly ever go to Peckerwood's channel. There's nothing on there but his lady singing and dancing and whatever else she does on there, which is so irrelevant to anyone even to watch it. But nevertheless, talk is cheap. Show me the documents. My email. Send me a copy of the documents, or give me a link or something. That's all. They're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to tell you the truth. She has children from a husband. She has children. It's not against the law to say that she's married. If she's not, that's not breaking the law at all. It's my opinion. It's what I truly believe, and that things don't add up, and they never added up for those two. Never added up. Okay, question is, if she's not married, well, why didn't she marry Peckerwood? Wouldn't there be some kind of benefit to him somehow? Think about it. You can keep your thoughts to yourself. That's fine. Look, not everybody on here is going to tell you the truth about anything. Nobody's going on my messenger. Just send it to my email, frankenhawaii54@yahoo.com. That's fine. I use that for social media. That's all. Send me an attachment or whatever it might be. They stream at Immigration Money Talk. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Can you kind of put that in a structured sentence of some sort so I could understand that? 33 strong, my friends. How about some thumbs up on here? Yeah, you can't believe everything you hear on YouTube. Just like I put out $60,000 US in a lawsuit in Hawaii. Really? Where's the money coming from? When did I put it out? Who's actually benefiting from the $60,000? Nobody's getting $60,000. Okay, send an email. Just send it over to me. That's all. Proof is in the pudding, as they say. So don't believe everything you hear on here. And I get a charge every time Ricky does go over there to visit Barry. It's going to be the last live stream. It's going to be the last live stream. But when Ricky's hurting for money, that's when he resorts to coming visiting Barry, hoping that the audience is going to be very generous. But I didn't see one donation, unless I missed something. I didn't see one donation going to Ricky for Barry. I didn't see anything. Nada. He deleted the stream already? It's a little late for that. Do you not understand that I have my phone on hand when he does a live stream? I got it already on a small tripod. And I record every show showing his name, everything, the caption from A to Z, from start to finish. He could delete every one of his shows. It don't matter because somebody's got it recorded, and I usually do. I got plenty of evidence on that piece of shit, and he knows it. He's like Barry. He's trying to put on a different facade, trying to show like he's not concerned, that he's not concerned about how much money Fazio is going to take from him. And I believe that Fazio is going to get something. Okay, Cal. He's going to get some money. That's why Ricky's living in a fucking dump. Where's all the 4-star and 5-star life he's living? I don't see that anymore, do you? Now he doesn't eat out at restaurants very often. He goes to a supermarket, walkable to him, and he goes to S&R, picks up some food so he could eat at home. Usually high caloric, high cholesterol pizza, things like that. And if he has a hot plate or something in the apartment, which I don't even know if that apartment could even afford that convenience to him, $240 a month in a large complex, and a dumpy little thing, not much better than what Barry's living in right now. It comes natural, White Horse. It comes natural. That's why I'm laughing at all this, because these people don't understand their future. Barry didn't understand his future. Look where he is now. And Ricky doesn't understand his future. He's pissed a lot of people off, but he's all talk. He's never going to meet up with Jasper. I already told people where Jasper is. I already told him. And he knows the building very well. Ricky knows the building very well. Why hasn't he gone over there to visit Jasper? Why did he face Jasper? Why did he suck up to Mick, what's his name, Mick Fisher? Why did he suck up and apologize to Mick Fisher? Because he's a coward. That's why. He's a coward. 36 strong now. Ricky is a coward. That's how he lives his life. He's been running away from things his whole life. He's miserable. He yells at politicians who don't give a shit about what he thinks. He wants to be heard. He wants to be seen. That's who he is. He's a tension star. He's an ex-insurance man. What does that tell you about him? Sure, it speaks volumes. Ricky doesn't make the money that he claims he makes every month. Or every time he's in Vegas, he wouldn't be searching the casinos in the streets to find these coupons. What does that say about him? There you go. So listen, guys, just to end, it's kind of hot in my room. I'm going to go back in the other room. Don't take things for you call it the face value, whatever you want to call it, but take everything that Ricky says with a grain of salt, because Ricky knows he's not healthy enough to get into a physical confrontation with anybody. And he will find an excuse. You notice every time he had a confrontation with somebody, whether it's in Thailand or Philippines, he was always very apologetic. Well, I didn't mean that. Okay, well, I apologize. I think you got things mixed up. I never said that. 40 strong now. Look at this, man. Yeah, Lonely Simp Todd donating to Jasper. Well, he's another one there, but it all starts out that way. They want to get popular. They got some money coming in. They think they're on top of the world, like the Titanic. We're on top of the world, and damn ship fucking sinks. Their ship will sink. Don't worry about it. It always does, man. Historically, this is what happens all the time. Let them have their fun. They're not affecting me in any form or way. They really aren't. I've been doing this for a long time, guys. I think you know that. That thin skin, if I ever had it, turns into thick elephant skin, because it don't bother me what they say. I'm holding the Trump card, and they know that. Oh, Trump. I shouldn't say Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter. Sorry about that. Okay, let's say I'm holding the Biden card, whatever you want to call it, the ace of spades. They know it. And Ricky is in fear. Don't believe the facade of his laughing and joking around. He's taking Fazio's case very seriously. He knows that he's going to be out of money more likely. I would say the chances are better than not that he is going to have to put out some money to Michael Fazio. Okay, and I had warned Ricky not to mention my name anymore, and I meant it. I said if he goes over the line, which he did, that I will be contacting the appropriate agencies, and I have already done that. I've already done that. No bullshitting. I've already done that. What goes on from here, we'll see. The more crap he puts on his show is the more evidence against him, just like Barry. This is what I look forward to. This is what I live for with guys like this, to provide me the evidence without me having to really do very much at all. Not only is he why is Drake a simp? Why is he a simp? Because he cares for a woman? You don't know his relationship with her. He just can't be with her full time because he has to finish up how many years he has to get in to retire and get a pension. When you care for somebody, you do nice things for them if they treat you well. Are you jealous of Drake because he's got the money to be able to give to his girlfriend to build a house? Is that what your problem is with him? That's too bad. Well, some people are in a good position to be able to do that, and I think it's pretty nice of Jake to actually do that. That's what I think. Now, I'm trying to understand fashionable statement, but if Ricky feared Fazio, wouldn't he just avoid being in the Philippines? No, because he has to face the court hearing for the civil thing, whatever that's going on between Fazio and him over so-called damages, both psychologically and medically, and whatever he's got down on the paperwork. Whether you believe it or not, it's still a real case, and it's a real fact that there could be some, serious bucks coming out of Ricky's pockets. He's laughing about this thing about 60,000 with this Hawaii thing, when he might be facing a loss of money himself. But unlike my case, where there's nothing to give to these people who did a frivolous lawsuit against me, they can't collect on it. But since he is a visitor and tourist in the Philippines, Ricky, there's no way that he could avoid not paying for whatever the court orders, as little or as much as it might actually be. If he runs away from that, then he's really screwed. That's the bottom line of that. What if Ricky cried poor and Foz get nothing? Well, they're not that stupid out here. I don't know what you think about Filipino government. I don't think Rick fears very much. He's kind of wonky that way. Well, let me explain to you about things like that. People who act and think like Ricky does, they're the ones that always get the worst happening to them, because they're too cocky, and that's the problem. When they get too cocky, holy shit, I got 50 people here. I didn't see the numbers on here. When people get too cocky, look what happened with Barry Jordan. Believe me, he's not happy being where he's at. He's not happy being there at all. You could smile and put on a smirk anytime you want, but once the people leave his room and the cameras are gone, well, that's a whole different scenario. And you could believe that. Nobody wants to be locked up. And Barry goes the same for him. He's not out there getting money off women. He's not fucking people over because he's being confined. And thank goodness for that. But as I said, they don't want to talk about the 5 counts. The fiscal already sent this over to the regional trial court. You're going to question that. And if you really want to find out anything, see if you can find a way to talk to the Bareilly Regional Trial Court. See if you can find a way to talk to the prosecutor's office. I've given you information how to do that. I've given you information how to contact Bureau of Immigration Intelligence on another show. It's on there. It's in part of the title. If you really want to get involved, or if you really want to find out information, true information, you have to go to the source. Not Ricky. Ricky's not going to tell you the truth. He would know the truth if it bit him on his pig nose. Okay. Ricky's brother died of something, okay? Ricky has this non-give-a-shit attitude. He knows that he's not healthy. He knows it's a matter of time because of his obesity and his high blood pressure and diabetes. He knows that he's not going to be living a very long life. So as far as I can ascertain from this whole shit with him, I think what's actually going on with him, he's throwing caution to the wind is what he's doing. He's out trying to, manipulate as many women as he possibly can. Hey, I've seen people totally call his girlfriend a whore, but he's not going after them. He's using me as a tool. And I've never directly ever called his girlfriend a whore. Never did I ever use a name. But there were people that was on his show that came right out and called his girlfriend a whore. Who was it? Was it Nico that said that on Popeye's show? And I heard it other places too. Why don't they go after them? They're afraid to. Because Nico would kick your fucking ass. And Nico's going to be back over here. He might have something to say. And Drake's going to be back here. And he's going to have something to say or do. You can count on it. But all these little cowards will run in the other direction. Won't they? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to cut this out while we're still ahead. We reached 50 viewers. That's pretty monumental lately for my show. Let's just say that whatever fate is in store for these people will happen, okay? I'm sorry. I can't come on here and tell you and paint the picture of exactly when and how. I could definitely tell you that there are 5 counts against Barry Jordan. That's real. The fiscal, which is the prosecutor's office, in other words, has basically approved and recommended this. Now it's up to the regional trial court. Barry will actually eventually get a formal arrest warrant. That's how it's going to work. They will set a court date. That's how that's going to work. And how it goes beyond there is like this. So you understand and you're very clear about this. Okay, are you listening carefully? Barry will have to sit in lockup no matter where it's going to be. You cannot release him on his accord or any other way until his trial comes to date and gets a court date. And that doesn't mean he's going to get released except to go to the court hearing. That's it. Now, If you know how long court cases take to get the court date, you might be talking a couple of years just waiting. Okay, let's bring it up to date. After a couple of years of waiting in a jail cell, well, the bad news for the bad news bear is that how long does a court case take? It could take a couple of years. You'll have to go to these fact-finding hearings. It's long and dragged out, especially in the bureaucratic system of the Philippines. He could potentially be in jail for 5 years at least. Dig it, man? Fashionable statement says I don't. Okay, we read that already. Well, look, man, it is what it is. It will be whatever it's going to be, okay? I don't hold any magic potions, man. I just did my part. Let the lawyer do his part. The prosecutor and the Bureau of Immigration do their part. That's all you can do. It's not totally up to me what happens to Barry Lee Jordan. It's not up to me what happens to Ricky, and I've made several reports on him. In fact, tomorrow morning, we're going down to the police department down here to put a paperwork report in on Ricky, since we know his name and I know exactly where he's living. And we got to get it on paper. Remember I was telling you about the paper trail and how important that is? Well, you see, he already has a paper trail on him from Fazio. And even though he only served 4 days, he served time. Bottom line, he's a criminal. And now the existing part of this case going on for a settlement of the damages that was done to Fazio, whether you believe it or not, real or fiction. He's on record. He's on record. Richard Jarrett cannot afford any more trouble with the law. At the end of the day, and bottom line it out, Ricky can talk all the tough talk that he wants, but unless he's the cockiest motherfucker in the world and he thinks he's got a lucky, rabbit foot on him that's going to protect him from evil and courts, then he's fooling himself. That's the only person he's fooling is himself. What about Barry doesn't have a counter complaint? I would know about that. Okay, the defendant gets a chance to respond, but if he doesn't have a lawyer, how can he respond? Yes, that's how it works. It's counter complaint. And he's already been technically served and 10 days are over. So that's a done deal on that. Hope I answered the question on that one. You remember one from I'm the one you talked to in email. I'm the gentleman who no one bought me subs. Nice try, pal. Where's my subs right now? Are they growing? Am I buying subs? No, not at all. It hasn't changed from where it's at right now. So how am I buying subs? But nice try, fashionable statement. Okay, we had a pretty good show tonight, 50 strong, and I think that's pretty goddamn good. Don't listen to Ricky. Learn your lesson. Ricky's putting on a facade that everybody sees through. Ricky himself is going to eventually be in deep doo-doo because he just doesn't stop, and just like Barry didn't stop, that's what happens. Brevis is going to get himself in trouble because that's the way he is. He walks into trouble. He invites trouble. The breadstick is just too cocky for his own good. He has a very checkered past in the United States. Everything catches up to you guys, and it will. With that being said, have a good night. Believe in what's real. There's no fairy tales going on here. Just lame, unsubstantiated bullshit coming from one of the greatest bullshit artists on YouTube.